so that this will be all right. I want to welcome everybody to our Saturday morning strategy session. I am excited to be here today. We started off the call here this morning talking about what would you do with $1 million, and what a great thing to start dream building and just thinking about where you want to go. You know, it's interesting because people in general don't really know what they want. You know, they have an idea, a general idea, but when you know, in my experience, as you start to press people and really start to press them to get specific about what they want, they struggle. They struggle because in their minds, they've just kind of tuned out the idea that that could ever happen, right? You know, we've started to settle in life. You know, when we were little, when we were young, we had these big dreams. You know, when we were kids, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. Maybe you wanted to be a doctor or an actress or an actor or whatever the case might be. And then something happens along the way where life just happens and we start to get busy. And pretty soon those dreams start to go away. And most people today are walking around with no dreams. It's sad. What I love about network marketing is that it awakens something on the inside that maybe hasn't been stirred in quite some time. You know, you wouldn't wake up in the morning and grab your car keys and just start driving without knowing where you're headed, but that's how most people live their lives. And so what I hope to do is create a culture and a community here where we stir something up in you, where not only do you start to think a little bit bigger, but you start to dream a little bit bigger. You don't get what you want in life, you get what you believe. And so my hope is that as you continue to plug into these calls and these trainings and you're around us and you get to, you hop on these training sessions, that your belief is stretched. That's the best thing that we could do for you is to start to give you examples of what is possible in life. And hopefully you get excited about that and you take advantage of that bigger belief and you start to run with it. So that's my hope and my prayer and my goal for each and every one of you. I want to just tell you guys that I believe with all my heart that we are part of an opportunity right now that has the ability to be able to give you $1 million, to be able to transform your life. And if you don't have that belief yet, that's okay. Borrow mine. But what I want you to understand is that, guys, we are part of an incredible opportunity. Now, I want to start off by giving a shout out to Sean. Let's see if Sean even ended up popping on. He didn't end up getting on. So Sean O'Neill came into the business. He just hit 4K. He's been working really hard, and he hit that 4K milestone. Of course, 4K means that next month he's going to start getting an override off of the people that are in his organization. So big shout out to Sean. I know that there's a number of other people that are knocking on that door right now. I know Ian is there. Ian, did you hit 4K yet, or are you almost there? I think he might be there, or he's close to it. So he's close to it. I think we've got, Richie's there. Super, super excited about that. So guys, I want to encourage all of you to really focus in on the next, what do we have, 11 days here, and set yourself or set that goal of being able to accomplish 4K. So what I want to do today is I want to make sure that everybody understands the comp plan. We're going to go through that again here real quickly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite my friend Lance to come on, and he's going to share some of the most important things that you need to understand about placement. And then we'll talk a little bit of strategy to close up the call. So first of all, again, for those of you that were on the presentation just now, you got an idea of how our compensation plan works. First of all, every one of you at this point, as a distributor, have probably paid the $50 if you want to come in here and you want to build the business, right? But from that point forward, what you want to do is you want to get set up on the Crypto Edge product. It's $99. That includes a $10 setup fee the first time. And then it's $89 a month. And I'm going to show you how to get that for free in just a moment. But why do you want to do that? First of all, you got to be a product of the product. You need to be able to see how incredible these training sessions really are. And if you really want to start building belief in the cryptocurrency space, you need to start educating yourself, because with confidence comes competence, right? With competence comes more success in this business. But that confidence comes from just starting to understand the terminology. I mean, if you're like me, when I first came into this space, literally, when people started talking about different things like mining and blockchain, I looked at them with a blank stare. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. So you want to get on this product also so that you can speak about it intelligently, right? Be a product of the product so that you can tell people what you're learning, what you're experiencing. It's going to be easier to come up in natural conversation if you're on Crypto Edge. So if you haven't done that yet, log in as soon as we get off of this presentation and set yourself up for the Crypto Edge product in your back office. So once you've done that, here's what's cool. You've now started a business, a willable, sellable, transferable business. That's actually a tax deduction, which is really, really neat. From that point forward, what we're going to do is we want to teach you how to go out and find 3 people. Just 3 people that want to get involved in your business, either A, as a customer on Crypto Edge, B, they want to get involved in a mining contract, or C, they want to do it all. They want to get involved in the business. Now, how am I doing that right now, guys? I'm doing it just 3 different ways. You know what? In person, all I'm doing is I'm asking my friends, what do you know about crypto mining? What have you heard about cryptocurrency? Do you know anybody, or are you currently making any money in cryptocurrency? And the conversation just sparks from there. And they usually say, you know what, I don't know much. And I say, oh, well, cool. Well, listen, I've recently gotten involved in cryptocurrency mining, and I'm super excited about it. I'd love to share a 4-minute video with you. Just get your thoughts about it. They say, cool, okay. So I just put them in the funnel that way, right? I have this big funnel, and I'm just constantly putting people in the funnel. And then what happens is they start with the 4-minute video. They go to the 30-minute presentation next. I follow up, and if there's an interest and they want to learn more, I put them on our overview that we just, just like we just finished a few minutes ago. And then, of course, from there, I answer their questions, and then I collect decisions. Guys, that's all I do over and over again is I just collect decisions. And what determines what your paycheck is going to look like is how many decisions that you collect this week. Well, what determines how many decisions you're going to collect this week? How many people that you put in your funnel? And so I do that in person. I do it over Facebook, Messenger, my favorite. I'm constantly just, reconnecting with people. Hey, what's new? What's exciting in your world? How's life treating you? Hey, listen, you currently making any money in cryptocurrency right now? What are your thoughts about cryptocurrency mining? I'm telling you, if you ask that question, 98.9% of the people are going to go, I don't know that much about it. So Facebook Messenger, and then finally text messaging. I'm just texting my friends, hey, listen, I've got something that you really need to take a look at. The last thing I want is for you to come back a year from now and say, why didn't you tell me about this? If I sent you a 4-minute video, would you take a look at it? And then can we have a conversation in the next day or two? Because that's the work. That's it. That's all we're doing. And we're putting people in the funnel. And I promise you that if you committed to this, if you just did 20 this weekend, just 20, you made your names list, which should have at least 100 people on it. And you took 20 of those people and you put them in process via text message or Facebook, and you really committed to it, you'd go find these 3 people in no time. You would, if you just put them through the funnel. And so these 3 people, why is that important? Because once you get 400 in sales volume, guess what? Your $89 goes away. It's free. Now, one thing that I want to point out about this compensation plan that's unique, and Lance, correct me if I'm wrong, if it's changed, but, and let me allow people to unmute here real quick. Hang on. All right. So what's neat is that even though yours is free, one of the unique parts about this compensation plan is even though yours is free, the volume still flows into your organization, which is very unique. And most compensation plans, whenever, there's other companies out there that have a 3 and free program, but when yours is free, the volume also goes away. So the fact that they still allow the people in your organization that are getting their product for free to have volume flowing is a unique selling point of our organization. So we want to get everybody here as quickly as possible. You should be able to do that within the first week or 2 weeks that you're here into the business if you just commit to launching your business. I always say it's one thing to be in part of, to join a business. It's another thing to launch a business. So once we get those 3 people, you guys, what do? We just teach them how to do the same thing. We get them plugged into the system, make sure they're part of the WhatsApp chat, make sure they're part of the Facebook team. We make sure that they get those basic scripts that we've shared with everybody in the group. If you haven't seen them yet, they're in our group and on WhatsApp chat. Get with your upline leaders if you don't have the scripts. And we just teach them the system. Hey, look, here's all I'm doing. Here's what the funnel looks like. 433. That's our system, 433. What is that? 4-minute video, 30-minute presentation, 3-way call. Just over and over again. 4-minute video, 30-minute presentation, 3-way call. The 433 system. So all we're doing is we're building this. But here's what happens, you guys. So here's how it works. You get paid a few different ways. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to just talk about the team commissions, because the team commissions are awesome here. The way that it works is very simple. Once you get to this point and you're producing $1,300 in sales volume, you're generating $500 a month. That's a big deal. That's $6,000 a year. That's a $60,000 income producing asset that you've built just by getting to this point. You guys have heard me on the presentations. I won't go into it, but again, in comparison to the industry, 100 versus 13 people, that's a huge deal. It's a huge selling point. Ask people, how many people do you need in your organization to get to $500 a month? Because we only need 13. Now, what happens is you keep going up from there. You keep going up to 10,000 in volume. And guess what happens? You're at $2,000 a month. You've got $24,000 a year coming in. You go up to 25,000 in volume, and guess what? Now you're at 4,500 per month, and you're making $54,000 a year. You go up to 50,000 in volume, and you're making 9,000 a month. You've created a six-figure income, 100,000, and you go up to $15,000 per month. And it keeps going up from there. What's great about this is it's not based on just your efforts. It's the collective efforts of everybody in your group. Now, this is through infinity. That's what's really neat. This is through infinity. There is one rule that you have to remember. It's called the 40% rule, okay? The 40% rule works like this. You cannot, whatever rank that you're trying to hit, whatever the value is of that rank, you can't take more than 40% from any one leg. Why? Very simple. Because let's say that, I'm in your upline, and let's say that I happen to place somebody down below you, and that person goes and builds an organization that has $10,000 a month in it. Well, you can't get paid on the $10,000 rank on a placement volume that was put below you if you haven't done anything. So they have this rule just to protect the compensation plan and make sure that it doesn't pay out too much. But I'll let Lance share this in a moment. I'll tell you guys, this comp plan pays out more than any comp plan that I've ever been a part of. I mean, it's paying out significant amounts of money. So there's a 40% rule. And all we're doing is we're adding up all of the volume from the people that are on your Crypto Edge product, which is why you want to start the culture of bringing people in and helping them get started. Like when I talk to people and they ask, I want to get positioned, I just say, okay, great. It's $99 plus a $50 distributor kit. That's what I say every single time. It's $99, $50 for the distributor kit to get started. That's a basic, because to me, if you're going to come play in this space, you need to be on the education. That's the foundational product. If you want to build a business here, you need to be on the education. It's just foundational for me. So that's your reoccurring volume. So every month it keeps coming back and your organization starts to grow. So does your residual income. And then of course the mining contracts as well. Guys, the mining contracts, a couple of things. So first of all, I want everyone to understand that what's important, there's this huge discussion yesterday of, I was getting $15 this day and $20 this day. What you need to understand is it's not the dollar amount that matters. It's the amount of Ethereum that's coming into your wallet. I've been seeing 0.01, 35 to 0.0154. We can't guarantee what it's going to do. There's no charts, we can try and put these charts together, but the reality is there's too many moving variables to try and nail it down. And we stopped showing that spreadsheet because it suggests or implies that there's some type of a guarantee, and we don't want that. We have to protect the house. But here's what I'm paying attention to. If I'm getting this deposited every day into my account over a 3-year period or 3-point-whatever year period, and I'm taking some of that money and I'm putting it back into additional mining contracts, and I'm also making money through the compensation plan here, and I'm also making money by putting it into, some of the ICOs that the experts are talking about, and I'm mirroring their account and doing some of the trades that they're doing, and I've got the trading bot that's doing things for me. What I'm doing is I'm building my wealth. That's what I'm focused on. And so the reason why I shared this with you is this has become the most powerful recruiting tool for me there is. I share that 4-minute video with someone, and then I just literally show them my daily deposits. And I say, well, listen, this is what I'm getting right now. I'm getting, this amount of Ethereum deposited in my account every day. And you know what, over a 1,200-day period, if it stayed around the same amount, here's what I'd end up with. Now, here's what my thoughts are on what I believe will happen to Ethereum. Based on just, again, if the value stays the same, here will all be. But I firmly believe that it's going to go up. I think it'll go up 5 to 10 times or more over that period of time. And so that's the conversations that I'm having. But there's nothing more powerful than opening up your phone and just saying, look, here it works. And so if you haven't set up a mining contract yet, strongly urge you to do so, because it'll be your number one asset when it comes to building your business. So you're adding up all of the volume in your organization. That's one way that you get paid. Lance is going to cover how you start positioning some of these people in just a moment. But now let's talk about this coded bonus real quick. I want to make sure you guys truly understand this coded bonus. So the coded bonus works like this, right? We all go get our 3. Go get your 3 to get started, so you get your product for free. They go out and they get their 3. So we start to build an organization and a structure. And I think right now we're probably right at around 150, 160 in our organization right now. So let's say that I was a 4K. I hit 4K, and now I'm coded as a 4K next month. So I've got 160 people in my organization at that point. Well, here's what happens. First of all, as a 4K, I've gone from 6% fast start bonuses on every single sale that I make in the company to 9%. Okay. So my personal sales, I've gone from 6% to 9%. To give you an example, on a $5,000 contract, that's the difference of $300 at 6%, $450 at 9%. But what I want you to understand is that once you hit this 4K mark, you are now coded in as a 4K. And that means that the difference between the 6 and 9%, which is 3%, on every sale that's made in your organization through Infinity, rolls up to you. So the difference of 3 or 6%, 9% on a $5,000 mining contract is $150. So what if in your organization, every time somebody sold a $5,000 mining contract, $150 rolled up to you? Well, I've got 160 people in my organization. We're approaching 40, 50 mining contracts in our group already. So what if every single sale, I was getting the difference between that 3% of 6%, 9%? You guys realize how much money that is. Now it's only blocked by another 4K in your group. So if somewhere down here, this person becomes a 4K, everybody below them, now they're getting that 3% rolling up to them, which is cool because you're developing more people in your structure. But guess what? Once you get to 50K, it goes from 3% to 6%, you guys. So now, instead of 150 rolling up on that $5,000 mining contract, it's $300 on every single sale. I said on the presentation earlier today that if you truly comprehend this coded bonus, it will give you a permanent case of insomnia because it's huge. There is so much money on this plan. If your goal is to get to a full-time income, I'm telling you guys, you can do this inside of 90 days if you really just go after it with this here. And you take this and you add that on top of the team commissions that you're getting paid. I'm just telling you guys, it's super exciting to me. And so what I'm doing is I've already got a strategy in place where, not only do we have the mining, and personally, and you don't have to do this, this is my strategy. We're going to take advantage of the compounding side of things. We're excited about that. But now we have the money that's coming in from the network marketing business. And I have to tell you guys something. I've been involved in a lot of network marketing companies. I made a lot of money in this industry. But you know what? It's also expensive to traveling, supporting your teams and your groups. And I honestly wish that some of the other companies I had an opportunity for me to take some of that money and put it into a vehicle that allowed me to be able to generate more income. I wish that I would have been smarter in that way. And so the fact that I can take some of that money now and I can also put that into mining is super exciting to me. Even if I'm only putting an extra $1,000 or so a month in from my income over an extended period of time, plus the compounding, guys, it's a big return. I can't use the word return, big deal. So, then, these ICOs, right? I'm learning from these experts. And so I'm really excited to start learning about it. So I might take some of the money and I might go invest in some of these ICOs. And then you know what? I'm going to start paying attention to the trading that's going on. And as soon as that bot is available, guess what? I'm going to start using that trading bot because it has a tremendous track record of success. And I'm going to start looking at the mirroring. And so what I'm telling you guys is I'm fully immersing myself in this. I'm fully immersing myself. And I genuinely believe that over the next 3 to 5 years, I can put myself into a position where I can declare my financial freedom day. So I encourage you to do the same thing. And that's what I'm super excited about. So I'm going to turn it over to my friend Lance here for just a moment. And he's going to talk to you a little bit about placement for just a moment. Because in the back office, when you first come into the system, every single person that comes in, they're placed into a holding tank. Okay? They're placed in a holding tank. So in your back office right now, if you've recruited somebody, you've got this holding tank, and you have 30 days from the time that that person enrolls to actually place that person. From that point forward, you have to decide where to place them, and there's some things to think about. So Mr. Lance Conrad, take it away, my friend. Why don't you jump in?
All right. Can you hear me now? Yeah, you went all silent. Is that kombucha?
It is. Yeah,
that stuff will kill you.
Oh, it's good stuff for you. Lady Apple, Health Aid Kombucha. Good stuff.
Burn a hole right through your stomach. So I don't know if you saw that post the other day. And guys, nobody knows because like this, I'm all ready to run. I got my earbuds on. I got my shirt on. A really good friend of mine, Brandon Carter, just challenged me to go do the Wasatch 50 this summer, which is a 50-mile trail super marathon. So I thought I should get past running like 3 miles before I go for 50. So I'm going to try walking 3 miles today. But awesome. I don't know if you guys saw that article. This is such an emerging and changing space, and there's so many things that could happen, will happen, should happen. But I passed an article around last week, and we can forward it again from Vine News that was talking about really it was bullish on the Ethereum blockchain. And did you get this article, Travis? Did you read through that?
Yep.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. It was fun. If you haven't seen it, read it, because who knows what it's going to be. But I echo Travis's sentiment. Become a product of the product. If you're doing a skincare company, you got to put the facials on and you got to get rid of the lines and the wrinkles. If you're doing a weight loss company, you got to take your before and after picture and you got to get rid of that gut. If you're doing, whatever it is, you want to become a product of the product. We have products that are going to change people's lives. And if you haven't read that Vine News article, read up on Ethereum, the power of Ethereum, what Ethereum is doing for technology, for coins, for the blockchain, for governments. I mean, it is mind-blowing. That article predicts, and there's others that predict otherwise, so I'm just telling you that Ethereum goes through the roof. And I was like starting to do the calculations and the math, and if that article is correct, which is just crazy, every one of you that gets mining contracts is going to make, I mean, according to this article, millions of dollars from this deal. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And so, like, I know that's just dreaming and that's just hoping and wishing and all that stuff. Read the article and start to get a belief, because you can make a living from our comp plan, but you can make a fortune from our products, but you can't do it until you start. And that's the thing is, you start, that is your product story, your before and after story. When, hey, is it working for you? You show them this daily deposits. You say, yeah, I'm making money every time I go to bed. Like, yeah, woo. And what that makes me think of, we were doing music earlier, and Travis was, I know he usually shares John Denver, but he was sharing some of his favorite classics. I have one for you guys here. All right, so here we go, man. So it's mining. We're doing crypto mining. We're going to mine for dollars, and this is all about creating momentum. So everybody's hands go up and they stay there. But we got a taproot. This is a three-legged comp plan. So here's the first rule. Everybody that knows each other goes vertical. Everybody that doesn't know each other goes horizontal. So if they know each other, same circles of influence. My whole basketball team, I put on one team. I don't put people on a basketball team on multiple legs because they end up hating me. We all fight for different basketball players. I don't put my brothers front line to me. I put them down line, one leg. So everybody that knows each other goes vertical. Everybody that doesn't know each other can go horizontal. Now, because we have 3 legs, we can stack and we can do some different things because that's not a lot of legs. But what you don't want to do is put people from the same circle of influence on separate teams because they compete with each other. That's rule number 1. It's a really simple, basic rule. Follow that rule, and you're going to make teams that are strong and exciting and fun. Don't follow that rule, and you're going to create enemies. Your brothers and sisters and basketball team are all going to hate you. Okay. Second one, your job is to work with the hottest, newest person on a team. So I love Travis. He's a friend of mine for years. Summer's awesome. I love Summer better than Travis. Don't tell him that. It would be bad, right? But like, the goal isn't for me to work with Travis forever. I mean, like, we're partners and we work on a different level because we're like structuring, cities, states, countries, and things like that. But my goal is to work through Travis to find the best, hottest, newest person on his team and then go run, lock, and load with that person. So Travis brings in Tom, who brings in Tim, who brings in Fred. He shouldn't be working with Tom and Tim. If Fred is hot and new, he works with Fred and blows up Fred, helps him get his fave 5, help him to get his 3 for free, help him get to the 4K club and the 50K club, because by helping Fred, he locks in everybody else on that team. The deepest person in that team, the hottest news story in that team, creates volume for everybody else up the team. So you go taproot and you go deep, but you're always working the deepest person possible. And I say deepest, it's deepest and hottest. So you don't work with Fred if Fred isn't really like jamming. If he's not putting you on the phone with people, he's not doing meetings, he's not doing the deal, then you work with Sue, might be up a line or two, but Sue's hot, right? So you work with the hottest, deepest person and you taproot. So you go deep.
What do you mean? What do you mean work with, Lance? Like, what does that even mean?
So when I'm working with somebody, I am talking to them every single day, usually multiple times a day. I'm encouraging them to do three-way calls. I'm encouraging them to do launch calls. And I'm not talking about team launch calls. I'm talking about like for everybody. I'm talking about a launch call just for their friends and family, just for their group, just for them. I want to put the onus and the responsibility on them to fill that launch call. And then I might bring my upline support to help be the closer. I might bring in Travis, or I might bring in, whoever that Trent or whoever that person might be to help be the pitch, sell, close man for that call. But what I want to do is make them feel special. I want to make them feel important. And I want them to feel urgent that they need to get it done right now. So when I work with somebody, they know it because I'm breathing down their neck. I'm camped at their house. I'm doing it all day, every day until they hit their ranks, till they create their story, until they're so successful that they can start mentoring and uplining their team. They can start doing three-way calls for their group because they have their own story. So everybody that knows each other, vertical, don't know each other, you can go horizontal, work with the hottest, newest person on the team. Everybody is a product of the product. If you don't have the product, go get it today. That means crypto edge, and that means a mining product. Why? Because the products are our story, and that's what we're sharing and showing people with it. And truly, you're going to make more money in this deal from the product than you probably ever will from the deal. And I know people on this call that will make millions of dollars from this deal. So the product is our retirement fund. It is our future. It is our 401k on steroids. It is what we're banking on. So be a product of the product. Next piece of this equation. I had something else I wanted to jump into, and I just lost my train of thought there. All right. Well, everybody has that moment. Senior citizen moment. It's what happens when the hair goes away.
Are you going to talk about percentages or anything like that, or structure with percentages? Like 40%?
Okay, so I know where I was headed there. We'll come back to that. Everybody needs a goal. So at the top of my whiteboard, I would have a goal. Is my goal to get to the 4K club, the 5K club, the 50K club, the 100K club, the 200K club. Doesn't matter what it is. But I share that goal with my people all day long. Doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's where you're going. So, when I have somebody that's really, I'm challenging, I'm showing people the 200K club, because I know people that really want to do this big want to do the first goal is 200K. It gets them to 25K a month. The next big goal is 200K a month. And I believe we have people on this group, on this team, that will be doing 200K a month. So why not show the 200K in volume goal first and then the 200K monthly goal next? Now, with the way the coded bonuses work, that 50K mark becomes, the 4K mark becomes the first big hurdle. It starts putting you in this bonus pool. It gives you overrides on your team, and it's going to jump your check dramatically. But the next big hurdle is the 50K club. When you get to that 50K club, you're now at 12% personal on your personal contracts, 3% on your executive team contracts, and 6% on the rest of your team's contracts. You're talking about going from a 9K monthly check. Realistically, 15, you're making 15 to 25 or more, depending on the size of your team, because you picked up those percentages. The coded bonuses become huge. So I would make that a goal as fast as possible. Instantly, it puts you in the 6-figure annual club. And realistically, it would probably put you in the 2 bills plus club if you'd maintain that 50K mark. So everybody should have a goal, and you should be sharing that goal with your prospects so that they know where you're going, because what you're sharing with them is your vision. What you're sharing with them is your path. What you're sharing with them is what you're doing to better things for you and your family. And you're inviting them to be a part of that vision, to come along for the ride, to do it with you, and to achieve goals, do something bigger for their life. What it does is it opens the realm of possibilities to your people, because you're sharing your vision, your goals, your dreams. But it also recommits you to your goals. And so I would be sharing that with your prospects every day, all day, and I'd be doing that all the time. And so when I got into network marketing, my first big thing was called Blue Diamond. It's a 500K rank in my first company. I literally carried around a big plastic Blue Diamond about an inch around, and I had it in my pocket for a year. And I told everybody everywhere, every time I did a presentation, I was going to be a Blue Diamond in that company within a year. I hit Blue Diamond 365 days after I started at midnight. I hit Blue Diamond in that company. So share your goals, share your visions, recommit yourself daily, and share your dreams with people. I don't care what those goals are. They're your goals. But what are they? When are you going to hit them? What do you need to do to achieve them? And who do you need to help hit their goals to get along? I mean, at the end of the day, it's cool that you have goals, but how does that affect the person in front of you? And if you help that person in front of you get financial freedom, it helps you hit your goals. So you need to share it in such a way that they can see themselves getting to the 4K club, to the 50K club, to those 12% overrides, to this multiple six-figure income. And then they can start dreaming bigger and start looking at the 200K club and the 200K a month club. And so they can start looking their way through. So are we going to show people how to place in the back office? We were supposed to have a video coming out. I did not see it yesterday, and I did not hear back from Chad Garner. I will follow up again with him today, and then as soon as I have that, we'll push that out the beginning of next week, and it will walk you through placement in the back office. It isn't super complicated, but they're putting it in a nice clean video so that everybody has it, and it's done by our customer service team. This is what I can tell you. The customer service group, most of the questions you have about like placement, back office, customer service, if you will call customer service, they are really good and they're very helpful, and they will walk you through the steps and the questions that you have. So you have 30 days to place somebody from when you enroll them. They sit in a waiting room for 30 days. And so you have 30 days to structure that team. The only other piece that I really wanted to put in there is occasionally you're going to come across somebody that's got money under the mattress. Now, what do I mean by that? Whether you knew it or not, they just said they have a lot of money in savings or someplace that sometimes you expect, sometimes you don't expect, but they're like, hey, can I put in 50K or can I put in 25K? You know, what happens if I put in 100K? When you find that person, you need to put that money under the mattress in your waiting room for 30 days. And you need to be like a ridiculous recruiter for 30 days, because that money turns into volume. That volume rolls up a tree. You have 30 days to stack the tree above that money under the mattress and use that person as a carrot to build a monster team. And if you're not planning to bring in 50, 100, 200 people above that 100K contract, you didn't position it correctly, because it's basically guaranteeing if they learn the importance of compounding their initial purchase and purchasing more and more contracts to get more and more daily deposits, that eventually will be hundreds of thousands of dollars of contracts monthly. Be the largest auto ship you've ever heard of in network marketing, and it could affect hundreds of people that you position correctly above them. So those are some of the basics. I wanted to jump to this. Let's see. Back office should be getting paid this Friday on early mining contracts. Great. Anybody else? Other questions? Travis, what other questions? What other things do we need to hit?
Well, I think that just mainly, first of all, to speak to that question, they will be obviously including that in the video, but I did get an email yesterday, just so you know, I got paid yesterday, and it comes from, it says you've been paid, and the minute that you get paid, it says you're paid from welcome to WG Pay. I actually posted a picture of this in the spread in the chat, WhatsApp chat yesterday. And it tells you how to activate. So it basically just says, step 1, please go to log into your Wealth Generator's back office. Step 2, click on the GPG login page button located in the bottom left corner of the menu. And then it takes you through the steps. So the day that you get paid, you'll get this email and you'll be able to log into your back office. And it literally was super simple. I mean, you just go in and click on the GPG in the back office, and you just go through the process of setting up your information. It'll ask you for your tax number. And once you get paid, yes, once you get paid, that information will, I think that's what activates you in being able to set up your GPG as the day that you get paid. So just kind of be aware of that. Lance, as far as placement goes, I think the only other thing that I would want to talk about is, you're always thinking about your goal and what the next rank is and what you're looking to accomplish, right? So if I'm trying to hit this 4K, I need to be aware that I can't count more than 1,600 in volume from any one of these legs, right? From your largest leg. It's always 40% of whatever the rank is that you're trying to hit. So like let's say that I've got one person that I in my holding tank, and that one person has 5,000 in volume. Well, if I've got that one person with 5,000 in volume and I were to place them here, it doesn't mean that I've hit 4K, because you've got to make sure that no more than 40% of whatever rank that you're trying to hit comes from any one leg. So it's important.
So on the first two ranks, it's 35%. So you can take 1,400 from those two legs, and then it jumps to 40% on the next rank.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me. So 35% on the first two ranks, which is 4K and 10K. And then after that, it goes to 40%. So, the reason for that, again, is because let's say that you have a runaway leg and it takes off, and maybe somebody above you placed a person in your organization that had 10K in volume. It doesn't mean that you're going to rank advance to a 10K. You actually still have to put a little bit of effort into this as well. And so initially, when you're trying to get to 4K, no more than 35% of whatever of that rank, which in this case is how much is that? What's 35% of 4K? So about 1,250, or what is that? About 1,500? Is that about right? About 1,500? Anybody want to do the math on that? Lance, I lost you for a second here. Oh, there you go. There you are. Hang on a second, Lance. You should be able to unmute yourself. All right, hang on a second here. Allow participants to unmute themselves. Okay, now you should be able to unmute yourself.
Yeah, so it's at 40% through the $1,300 rank, the $4,000 rank, and then after that it's 40%. It's 1,400 in your top two legs.
Okay, so 1,400 in your top two legs to get to the 4K. So that means that I have to have sponsored one person, and let's say that that's, I sponsored Richie Hood, and Richie sponsored Sean, and Sean sponsored somebody and somebody and somebody, and they're producing a whole bunch of volume. I can only count 1,400 of that volume towards that 4K rank. So I would look in my holding tank and say, okay, who else do I have that I can place over here and essentially get another 1,400 in volume on this leg, and then that's 2,800, and then over here I would need 1,200 in volume. So 1,400, 1,400, and 1,200 essentially to get to that 4K. So, and then of course the universal rules that Lance shared of, well, if they've worked together, they've been in the same lane, they've been connected to each other, you do want to take that into consideration as well. I don't want to take somebody like Richie and put him over here and Sean and put him over here. Now, Richie is Sean's sponsor, but let's say that they've worked together, they were in the same lineage in a previous organization, or they're brothers or sisters or family members. You would obviously want to connect them to each other vertically. You wouldn't necessarily want them to compete against each other. So you have to take those things into consideration. And there's no real black and white exact science, guys. At the end of the day, you want to consult with your upline leaders as you're kind of getting started with this. You just need to understand that, no more than 1,400 can come from any one of these legs, and 1,200 on your last leg initially. Now, here's the good news is let's say that, your upline, somebody happened to drop a position in there and that person put some volume in, you can count that volume. So that is one of the benefits. But again, you wouldn't be able to count more than 1,400 from each leg. Lance, am I missing anything there?
Nope, you got it.
Okay. So that's the overall strategy is right now, if I were brand new, my focus would be on just right now getting my 3. I need to go get my first 3 people. Once I get those first 3 people into the business, I'm going to focus on getting to 400 in sales volume, so my product is for free. From there, I'm going to start to look at my structure in my organization, and it's always about your next goal, right? My next goal is 4K. So that means that I'm looking for the hottest people in my organization and the deepest people in my organization to lock arms with. Those are the people that I'm running with every day, and I want to help them be successful, get their product for free, and help them get to 4K. And by doing that, eventually what's going to happen is I'm going to create that 1,400 in volume from this leg, that 1,400 in volume from this leg, that 1,200 in volume from this leg, and boom, I've now hit 4K. And then what's the next goal? The next goal is 50,000. At 50,000, I can now count 40% of this rank, which is a total of, 20,000 that I can count from any one of these legs. and then I have to get 10,000 from my last leg. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, everybody? So that's pretty much it. Outside of that, it's just a matter of going into your back office. Right now, you've got this huge holding tank, and the names are all in there of all the people that you have sponsored. And when it comes time to place, you're going to click on that, and there's a button that says place them. And the video that's going to be coming out hopefully on Monday, because we've got some placing to do this week, is going to be to show you exactly how to place them in your organization. Coded bonus is forever attached to personal enrollees. So if I put a person way deep in my organization, I forever override this person from a fast cash bonus. That's correct. No one above that person gets any fast cash override. They do benefit in their team volume. Yes, that is correct. So coded bonuses are enrollment tree only.
Yes.
So coded bonus is enrollment tree only. So if I place someone below, a structure or an organization, the volume would count. The overall volume would count towards your rank. But from the coded bonus standpoint, it's only your enrollment tree. So the people that are attached to you and the people that you run. Any other questions? Final questions? All right. Well, listen, it is February, the 3 and free, 400 in volume. Is it mandatory as part of the 3 and free that those 3 must be on Crypto Edge, or is it just 3 personally enrolled plus 400 in volume? Lance?
I'm trying to read through this again.
So 3 and free and 400 in volume, right? So I got to have 3 plus 400 in volume. Is it mandatory that those 3 people?
3 personally enrolled and 400 in volume will count. That so if you had your volume through mining, it would count. The problem with mining is it's not residual, so you'd have to do it next month and the month after and the month after. So you definitely want people on education. We want everybody to be on education. We're an education company. We're teaching people how to be financially free. We're teaching people how to get their money to work for them. And then the mining is just an anchor to that because it's the most consistent product that we have. It's brilliant. So yes, 3 and 400 in volume, and you get yours for free. And it doesn't have to be Edge, but you do need, but you do want it residually so that you don't have to keep doing it every month.
When you make $500 club, does that subscription for Crypto One or Crypto Edge come out of the 500? No, you're getting yours for free. So your product is now free. It does not come out of the $500 that you're getting paid. And fast cash is paid in US dollars, yes. So all of our commissions that are paid into your back office are paid in US dollars. Only mining contracts are paid in Ethereum.
Guys, I have to check out. Okay. Thank you all. Have a great Saturday, and we'll talk again here soon.
All right. Thanks so much, brother. PV, I believe, is personal volume. Joe, if I'm correct, I'd have to look at the sheet. I don't have it in front of me, so we'll have to look at it and see. I'm guessing it's PV. It could be personal volume, or that's what I would think it is. I need to look at the chart, and then I can give you an answer on that. So I'll double check it, and then I'll get back to you on it.
Travis, everything carry over in your legs?
No. There's no carry forward volume. I wish. So the way that residually you get paid weekly on the fast starts and the coded bonus, and then on monthly you get paid on your group volume or team volume. I don't know what their term is, but the overall volume of the organization. So. All right, guys. Listen, I think that's good for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Nothing tomorrow on Sundays. If we do something on Sundays, just so you guys know, it'll be kind of a big deal, and it's like a special occasion. I want to create a culture of Sundays are really for family and for getting a little bit of a mental break. If you choose to do something within your team and community and group, we totally respect that. As for me and my family, I really want to create a culture of Sundays are for my family. So you guys can take it from here if you want to do something on Sunday nights. Monday, we'll be back again Monday night doing an overview. And I'm looking for other presenters. So as soon as somebody feels like, you guys have got to be getting tired of hearing from me. So as soon as somebody else is feeling like they're ready to start giving the presentation, I'm even willing to do some training or some private meetings with people that want to learn how to present and, certain things about voice and fluctuations and energy when you're giving a presentation. I'm happy to do something like a team huddle about that. But looking forward to other people that are coming up. Eventually we'll have kind of a set criteria. You've got to be a 4K or a 10K to be on the presentation team, but would love to have some other people that want to step up and get into that role as well. Let's see here. Yes, there will be a PDF. They're working on it, Mike. So they are working on a PDF that explains the new, whatever you call the coded bonus as well. All right, guys, any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. I appreciate everyone being here. You guys have an outstanding weekend. Remember, 11 days left, so I would encourage you to take the weekend on and go out and run with this thing. Start sharing, just Facebook Messenger, text messaging, talk to people in person, get them in front of that 4-minute video, get them in front of one of our on-demand presentations. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Enjoy your Saturday. Have a great day today.